a fruitful harvest, and what's more, I've won over Song Zichun, the future lord of Zhangcheng. With my current strength, searching for pre-apocalypse monsters is no longer worth the effort. In these final days before the apocalypse, I plan to strategize and prepare for development after it arrives. 2.5 days later, I'm at Song Zichun's villa, enjoying the last peaceful night view. The trial is about to descend. Song Zichun and the others report to me, having completed the tasks I assigned. There are only 10 minutes left until the trial begins. I immediately send a message to the group, telling them to stay calm, and hoping everyone survives. At this moment, they quietly await the final minutes. Some are impatient, while others are filled with panic. I call out to Song Zichun and the others. Soon, this quiet, peaceful scene will become history. The world is about to face its doom. Midnight arrives. The trial officially descends. The Blue Heart Doomsday trial officially begins. The surviving humans will become evolvers. Is this trial an opportunity or a danger? Everything depends on one's own strength. As I look out at the world outside, the hourglass I'm wearing suddenly changes. Time hourglass task complete. Commencing host binding. This sudden event takes me by surprise. Realizing Song Zichun and the others are still here, I urge them to leave quickly. After all, the secret of the hourglass cannot be known. Turning back, I witness a surprising scene. They are frozen in place, as if time has stopped. I look out the window and see a falling plane frozen in midair. I realize time has paused. The hourglass emits a bright light. Time hourglass binding successful. Seeing its properties, I understand my rebirth was indeed due to the hourglass. It also has the ability to save and load states. This skill surprises me greatly. Such a powerful life-saving ability. With only a 1-hour cooldown, moments later, time resumes. Song Zichun asks me if I just called for them. I immediately tell them to secure the villa and post guards around the perimeter. The next day arrives. Most people have already turned into movies. Seeing the horde of zombies at the door, Song Zichun activates his purple gold eyes. This ability transforms objects into purple gold for offense and defense. He then activates Insight Crystal, allowing him to see the target's attributes. Instantly, the zombies' attributes are displayed before him. In a flash, the zombies charge ferociously. Meanwhile, Shuang awakens, the way of the assassin, concealing his presence. In the blink of an eye, the zombies are slain. Su Sheng awakens the recovery talent, able to heal injuries and restore stamina. Now, everything is proceeding smoothly according to my plan. I'm satisfied with the current situation, but I have more important things to do. With that said, I vanish instantly. I recall seeing a symbol. When the apocalypse arrived in my past life, it took me a long time to understand what it was. This time, I must seize this opportunity. I quickly arrive at Zhangcheng University. This is where the symbol appeared in my past life. The symbol in the sky is actually the projection of a god. Seeing the symbol appear, I immediately run towards it. Just then, a voice calls out to me. In the early stages of the trial, strong youngsters like you are rare. I am a merchant. Are you interested in a trade? I eagerly express my interest. It would be my honor to trade with you. The merchant seems puzzled. What's so honorable about a trade? I reply, I've heard tales of your mystique, and have long awaited meeting you. Your Excellency, Rado, the god of trade, one of the gods, wants to invest in me, even offering a divine guarantee as a reward, simply because at the dawn of the apocalypse, I awakened a unique talent, SSS rank virus monarch. After praising the god of trade, he takes out a card and gives it to me as a welcome gift. He explains it's a gold membership card to his merchant guild, granting discounts and privileges. I'm overjoyed. I remember from my past life that he's immune to flattery. Then, the god of trade presents two S-rank items. One is a Thunderwalker class change scroll. The other is called the Reaper's Touch. Seeing this item, I realize that the Thunder Scroll from my past life was purchased here. Unfortunately, I can't afford it yet. I continue. Although I can't buy it, I know gods can't directly interfere in the trial. They need to invest in evolvers to gain influence and profit. You came here with the intention of investing, right? Hearing this, the god of trade smiles. You want my investment? I mention the treasure entrusted to him by the gods, and express my desire to use it for investment. At this moment, the god of trade states that investments require returns. Why do you think you can bring me returns? Far exceeding its value? Even if you're my admirer, I won't take a loss. My left hand transforms into a bone claw, my right hand into a heavy hammer. I show him my SSS rank talent. This is my qualification. Seeing my talent, the god of trade applauds enthusiastically. He hadn't planned on investing that treasure so early, but now, Faced with such promising potential, he decides to give me a chance. Excited, I ask if I can receive the treasure. The god of trade says it's not enough. To receive the highest level of investment, I need to prove my worth with strength and growth value. Rado then gives me my first task and hands me a coin. After completing the task, I can use the coin to summon his projection. Accepting the task, I wonder what the treasure is. A golden light shines, revealing a dual-class change scroll. Seeing this treasure, that allows the user to have 2 classes simultaneously. The trade concludes. Rado prepares to leave. Pleased with today's encounter, he hopes I complete the task quickly. I open the task panel. An SSS rank task called Ultimate Investment appears. Checking the reward, I find that the right of interpretation belongs to Rado, truly the god of trade. But recalling his good reputation in my past life, I believe he won't mistreat me if I complete the task well. To my surprise, there are parents at Zhongcheng University in the early days of the apocalypse. I never heard of them in my past life. They must be hidden somewhere. Inside the Zhongcheng University gymnasium, a man forces everyone to undress and please him, begging to become his slaves. He threatens to kill anyone who disobeys. Someone curses him, calling him a white pig. A girl tries to stop him, telling him not to go too far. Hearing this, the man slaps her across the room. Suddenly, the barricaded door explodes open. Everyone stares at the entrance in shock. Foreigner, did you hit these students? The man remains arrogant and disdainful. I've already vanished. Charging towards him. If it was you, then die. I instantly kill the foreigner. His underlings try to attack, but it's futile. I ask them if anyone is from the medical school. I'm looking for something and need help from the medical school. Hearing this, everyone starts stating their majors. Someone points to the girl who was slapped. She's a medical student. The girl panics, pleading for mercy and explaining she didn't attack anyone. She frantically says she likes Chinese people, that she's white on the outside, yellow on the inside. This makes everyone laugh. Another girl speaks up for her. She didn't hit anyone. She was even trying to reason with those foreigners. I tell everyone they can leave, but she needs to stay. I instruct everyone to follow the trail of zombie corpses to Dongshan Villa in Zhongcheng and report the name Chen Bai. Someone will take care of them there. They worry about the zombies outside. I assure them I've already taken care of the zombies along the way. You survived, meaning you have talents and are evolvers. If you cower and refuse to face zombies, you'll die anyway. At this point, the girl wonders why I'm keeping her behind. A bad thought crosses her mind. She immediately offers herself as my foreign mare. I tell her I'm not interested in a shared mare. I need someone from the medical school to help me find something. She realizes her misunderstanding. She insists she's never been with anyone and wants to prove it to me. I'm amused. Let's see how you plan to prove that. 2.5 hours later, the girl emerges from a building with me. Breathless, we arrive at the medical school's research building. She says there are a lot of bacteria here and virus samples. I enter the virus research lab. I'm shocked by what I see inside. I didn't expect Zhongcheng University to have such a treasure trove. I begin consuming the various viruses. Most are just common flu viruses. A notification pops up. Sufficient influenza virus acquired. Influenza upgraded to skill. I check the skill description and am surprised. Sneeze. This is an incredibly powerful crowd control skill. When I browsed the talent and skill tree before, I overlooked real-world diseases. Now, I need to prioritize upgrading them. This SSS rank talent is truly terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I realize that the god of trade's trial won't be easy. I use the remaining virus points to increase my strength. A notification pops up. Skill unlocked. Wall climbing. I can now use the blacklight virus to cling to any surface. Combat focus is also unlocked. It enhances my muscle control. With a simple punch, I shatter the lab wall. The girl is stunned. She thinks, thank goodness I didn't provoke him earlier. Otherwise, I'd be dead. Looking at the destruction, I'm very satisfied with my strength. Suddenly, I sense what I'm looking for in the incinerator. Opening the door, I see a red portal. I step forward and enter the instance. A notification appears. Successful completion will make it permanently accessible for 2 days. Failure will cause it to disappear permanently. Now I understand why I never heard of this in my past life. Suddenly, the bed in front of me moves. I get into a fighting stance. Purification. Purification. My blacklight virus is being purified again. It grants me the ability of cellular regeneration. Even lost limbs can be restored by consuming biomass. Afterwards, I upload a video of my instance completion to the group chat. It draws worship from powerful purifiers everywhere. I'll recover quickly. So, are you going to show yourself? Su Shen blushes. If you wanted to eat me, you would have done it already. I explain that I didn't do it before because the environment wasn't right. Su Shin blushes again and says, I'll taste better if I'm clean. The following content is not suitable for viewers. Scene skips ahead. After a night of passion, I go out early to buy breakfast and replenish my energy. Su Shin calls and says someone is looking for me, claiming to be Song Zichun. I immediately understand. His daughter, Song Jae, has been pursuing me. The fact that he found Su Shin's house means he knows something. Song Zichun unified Zhongcheng in my past life, and was a true queen. She was someone I could only look up to. But things are different now. If I can recruit her, I can accomplish much more before the apocalypse. I soon meet the queen of Zhongcheng. She says her daughter couldn't reach me, and was worried. She also wants to see for herself. What kind of man could make her daughter so anxious? I get straight to the point, and ask her true purpose. Song Zichun asks, how about becoming mine? If you like, you can even be my son-in-law. I'm confused by her words. She explains that she saw my heroic actions at the hospital. I'm surprised. I destroyed all the surveillance cameras. I didn't think she could still find me. She explains that someone at the hospital not only saw me but also recorded a video and sent it to her. She also found Su Shin's colleague, Lu Feng, among the morning's survivors. Hearing that name, I remember last night, when Su Shin told me about what happened, I thought he was dead. Su Shin hates him intensely. Song Zichun tries to recruit me by offering the location of the survivors. I refuse decisively. My secrets would shock her. I will never be hers. Instead, I will make Song Zichun mine. Seeing the claws on my hands, she's surprised. She says if I become hers, she'll tell me what they are. I tell her the apocalypse is coming, and these zombies are just trash. Song Zichun realizes I know more than she does. She suggests we cooperate. She'll offer her abilities in exchange for my information. I readily agree. Suddenly, gunshots erupt outside. Song Zichun explains that last night, Commander Huang of the Zhongcheng Military District requisitioned some cold storage units to freeze zombies and quarantine survivors from the hospital. The zombies are trapped and immobile in the cold storage. She's confused about what's happening. I hadn't considered that low temperatures would slow down zombies. They figured this out so quickly. But what they don't know is that extreme environments increase the chance of zombie mutation. I suddenly wonder, is this the site of the suburban bombing? I get excited. Let's see what kind of mutant this is. Outside, the military is frantically attacking the zombies. But no matter how they attack, I don't know if it's a special item or equipment. The description of the faceless skin is also somewhat ambiguous. I don't know the effect. Does it change my body or my equipment? At this moment, I opened my inventory. I remembered that the small monsters had dropped some items before. Although they are all ordinary leather equipment, they can be worn as inner armor. Suddenly, I saw a Earth-grade activated cell skill book. I wanted to use it, but it said it was invalid, because I already have a higher version of cell regeneration. But I don't think it matters. After all, this kind of skill book can be exchanged for something in the chat group. Then I prepared to leave this place. I thought about giving this part of the boss's body to Rado, and that should be considered completing the task. Thinking that I completed the task so quickly, it would definitely surprise him. But then I remembered his name, the god of delivery and trade, suddenly made me feel that this matter might not be so simple. After all, Rado is not a wandering merchant without a purpose. He must have a reason for coming here. He must have a reason for coming here. Then I remembered what Rado said before he left. You are an unexpected harvest. It's very likely that his original goal was this special instance. Now that I'm here, I haven't found anything of value. And something that can make a god project an avatar must be very valuable. For a moment, I was a little puzzled. Or maybe I overlooked something in this instance. Then I came to the entrance of the incinerator. Only this place is where I haven't explored. Then I went in, but I didn't find anything special inside. Then I came to a pipe opening. In order not to miss any information, I decided to go up and have a look. After entering, I found that this pipe was even longer than the room. Just as I was wondering, I suddenly found that I had reached the top. Seeing the empty pipe, I felt that it shouldn't be like this, so I knocked on the top. Suddenly, a golden mask appeared before my eyes. I was very surprised to see this scene. It was actually an item, and it was an existence that the universe has never been able to explain. The question marks in the description made me think it was very likely an SS grade item, fragment, or an item related to a god. Seeing this mask, it must be a good thing. It also made me understand that Rado's goal was this, and I decided to find a way to keep it. Then I left the complex. The girl was still waiting for me outside. She was very excited to see me come out. She said that after watching my video, I was too strong. I asked her if she had any copper coins, because I needed gold coins to unlock the warehouse function. Thinking about the video I posted earlier, 1 copper coin should attract a lot of viewers, and unlocking the warehouse requires 1.000 gold coins. Looking at my balance, I was still short of a lot of gold coins, and the warehouse is protected by the universe, able to isolate any detection. It's the safest way to keep items from being discovered, so I had to submit the task later. At this moment, the girl asked me if I wanted to go back to the villa. I told her that there are many dangers at night in many places. Now we just have to find a place to spend the night. Hearing this, she got a little excited, and said she knew that there were several high-end hotels near the school. It's safer to be on a higher floor. I thought it was a good idea too, so I asked her to lead the way. Soon, we arrived at a love hotel near Zhongcheng University. We chose a room called Versatile Temptation. The girl immediately changed into a different outfit and appeared before me, but I said I didn't like it. She thought I didn't like this, but I immediately denied it because I didn't like the outfit. Then she went to change several more outfits and asked if I liked them, but none of these clothes satisfied me. Then I asked, "Isn't there a more interesting outfit here?" Finally, she chose a schoolgirl outfit and asked if I was satisfied. I thought this one was pretty good and told her to be a little pet tonight. After 100 rounds of intense activity, the girl fell fast asleep, and I got dressed and activated the warehouse function. I put the mask in it. Then came the last part of the task. I tossed out the coin Rado gave me to summon the god of delivery and trade. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. My harem has welcomed another member, a smooth-talking lawyer. I can't wait to experience how powerful she is. Just as I threw the coin to summon the god of trade, I remembered a saying that was widely circulated in my past life. When trading with Rado, emotions are part of the bargaining chip. That is to say, Rado will adjust the reward to cater to the emotions of the trading partner or quest target, but only if the other party has sufficient value in Rado's eyes. Rado was very surprised to see me summon him so quickly. "Have you completed the task already? Have you proven your ability?" I immediately threw the piece of meat in my hand at him. This is the part of the creature's body required by the task. From the instance, a part of the creature's body, but Rado looked at the shriveled, blackened, stale piece of meat and remained silent. It seemed that this thing had been dead for a while. "You should have completed the task last night, right? Why didn't you summon me immediately?" Then, with a serious face, "You really wanted that scroll, didn't you?" Faced with Rado's questioning, I began my performance. "I can't understand why you, someone so revered and respected, would hide the difficulty of that instance from me. It wasn't until I entered the instance that I discovered it was a nightmare difficulty instance. If it weren't for my skills, I might have lost my life." Rado said he could understand my actions and would give a reasonable explanation. Then he said that this was also part of the test. After all, a treasure like that cannot be entrusted to someone who cannot handle unexpected situations. I couldn't say anything else about that. Then I asked about the task reward and what the next task would be. Rado said that it was his fault for hiding information and that I had proven my strength. "So, for this task reward, you can choose it yourself, and the next task will be the final task." Hearing this, I was very happy. "Thank you for your understanding and generosity, Lord Rado." And the reward this time was a B-grade item of the highest quality, with the selling price as the upper limit. I could choose anything. With a snap of Rado's fingers, various blue cards suddenly appeared around me. Looking at the dazzling array of items, I quickly made my choice. Seeing that I chose a blueprint for a return scroll, Rado praised me for having good taste, and next was to issue the final stage of the task. But when I saw the mission details, I was shocked. Completing it requires obtaining 2 SSS rank classes. Wan Zun said that this mission was too difficult. "You know, even a god isn't born with an SSS rank class." As the god of trade, he naturally understood this, and Rado's initial class was only rank 1, but that was his most precious treasure. He hoped it would go to the best place possible. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for him to part with it. I couldn't continue speaking. I could only accept this extremely difficult task. At this moment, a mutated giant rat appeared in the Dongshan Villa district. The rat was wreaking havoc, destroying everything. Facing the giant rat, Song Zichong and the others were powerless to resist. The 2 teams sent out were all killed by it. Against its attributes that were several times higher than theirs, they had no way to cope. Someone needed to stay behind and observe its movements. Suddenly, Leng Shuang noticed the giant rat's movement and quickly pushed Song Zichong down to dodge the incoming attack. She ordered everyone to get out of the way immediately. But those who were slow to react were still hit by the giant rat's attack. The disparity in strength made it impossible for them to counterattack or even retreat as quickly as the agile rat. Just as the two were discussing, the giant rat launched another attack toward them. At this critical moment, I suddenly appeared above the giant rat's head. I immediately struck it down with a whip kick, successfully interrupting its attack. Song Zichong was overjoyed to see me arrive, looking at the two of them in disarray and the surrounding destruction. It seemed I had returned just in time. I then instructed Lang Shuang to send people to clean up the battlefield. Compensation and rewards for those killed in battle must be given. Then I asked Song Zichong to explain what had happened. I then returned to the villa. I learned that these giant rats had appeared suddenly. While they were clearing zombies, they had also destroyed 6 warehouses and caused over 100 casualties. Seeing how exhausted everyone was, I could tell they hadn't rested in a long time. Leave the remaining giant rats to me, I said. I'll investigate the source. At this time, Song Zichong, worried about me, told everyone to rest. He said that I had no one to attend to me and recommended someone for the job. He then had a person named Lin Yu come in, explaining that this person was rescued during the clearing of the villa district. He had known him for a long time, and mentioned that he had been a lawyer. He could assist me in establishing rules, and was willing to become one of my people. I, however, asked Qin Lingyu to stay. The others could go cultivate. Seeing this, Lingyu was very understanding. Just tell me what needs to be done, she said. I hear you lawyers are all very eloquent. Let me experience your eloquence for myself. Contact with the poisonous gas should cause instant death, but I find myself deeply immersed in it, thoroughly enjoying it, because for me, this is paradise. Every step I take, I gain new abilities. I constantly absorb all kinds of viruses here. After I rewarded Qin Lingyu, I expressed my satisfaction with her eloquence. Then I got up and had her come to the French window. Next, I told Qin Lingyu the rules and requirements here, but before I could finish, she struck a pose as if ready for something. For a moment, I was stunned. Didn't you hear what I just said? Seeing this, Qin Lingyu realized she had misunderstood. She explained that her ability was focus concentration. This ability could increase her thinking speed and sensory perception, but it would block out all other external information. The reason I called her over was simply to have her look out the window at the 3 areas of Dongshan: the villa district, the upscale residential area on the mountainside, and the community at the foot of the mountain. I needed her to create different rules based on the different areas. After I finished speaking, Qin Lingyu asked if I had any other requirements. I looked thoughtful. I'm curious, I said. When you're fully focused, to what extent does your sensory acuity increase? Hearing this, Qin Lingyu instantly understood what I meant. She placed her hands on the French window again, and said she was ready. Skip boring scene. Time skip with dancing. The next morning arrived. I led a group of people to a water outlet. Using yesterday's blueprints and the mutated rats, I found the source. Inside was the mutated rat's lair. Although I could quickly clear it out alone, I want to quickly cultivate trustworthy and reliable people who can protect everyone when I'm no longer the strongest. I've chosen you all for this mission to help you level up and become the backbone of the villa district. Is everyone ready? Hearing my words, everyone knelt and replied, yes, Master. Hearing several men call me Master made me feel a bit uncomfortable. Call me by D from now on, I told them. After hearing my words, everyone seemed quite excited. Then I walked alone to the metal bars of the outlet and ripped them apart as if they were tissue paper. Just then, a notification popped up. Special mission triggered. Everyone received the same mission. The mission objective was to kill all the mutated rats and the Rat King, and investigate the source of the rat swarm's mutation. The rewards would depend on the degree of completion. Then I led everyone to explore the sewers. Suddenly, I sensed danger ahead, and immediately signaled everyone to stop. Countless mutated rats swarmed towards us. I was surprised by the sheer number of mutated rats. Battle positions. I commanded, everyone, follow me. Make sure to finish off any that aren't dead. Everywhere we went, there were corpses of mutated rats. By now, we had cleared more than a dozen sewer tunnels. We must be nearing the end. Suddenly, someone pointed ahead and shouted. Another one. Song Zishang was eager to show off, but I reminded him to use his detection skill first to assess the situation. When Song Zichang used Insight Crystal to investigate, he discovered that this wasn't an ordinary mutated rat. It was a level 7 boss. He couldn't see its detailed attributes. The boss's base attributes were far beyond what he could handle. To prevent any accidents, I immediately stepped forward to engage it. What seemed unbeatable to Song Zichang, I killed with a single blow. Song Zichong was stunned. A notification appeared. Item dropped. Plague Boots, level 1 armor. It was a set item. I didn't expect the Rat King to drop a set piece. I immediately equipped it, although it was low level. A set item was much stronger than ordinary equipment. Now that the Plague Rat King was dead, all that remained of the mission was to investigate the cause of the mutation. One last step. Then, I led everyone through several more tunnels. But we didn't find any more rats. I signaled everyone to stop. Notifications kept popping up. Virus absorbed for the first time. They were all viruses I had never seen before. Absorbing viruses in the sewers was normal. But these viruses didn't exist on Earth before the trial. The variety and quantity were enough to harm even a purifier. This made me realize that the source of the mutation must be nearby. I ordered everyone to stop exploring and return immediately. This place was becoming more and more interesting. With each step, my virus points increased. I was curious to see how fast they would increase. When I found the source, soon, I reached the end. For others, this place would be hell. But for me, it was paradise. However, when I arrived at the source, I saw a corpse. Could this be the origin of the plague virus? Here it comes. My SSS rank mission has arrived. It's giving me a chance to become a god. If I become the god of plague, I'll finally be able to take revenge on Hellos. As I reached the depths of a pipeline, I discovered my viral point power was continuously increasing. Feeling this surge, I excitedly headed towards the source. Moments later, I arrived at where the corpse lay and sensed a potent plague virus. After observing the corpse, I determined the source was the scroll in its hand. I pulled the scroll from the corpse's grip and found it wasn't an item. There were no specific instructions. The content recorded on it was something I'd never heard of before. I had no idea what the plague cult did, but regardless, I could sense that, if I absorbed the virus within, my power would receive a significant boost. As I activated virus absorption, my abilities went out of control. Suddenly, the surrounding virus began converging on my hand. Then, I was notified of a completed special mission, the Sewer Dweller, and I obtained the item, Flesh Strengthening. A mark appeared on my palm, called the Mark of Plague, proof of being a core member of the Plague Cult. Then, I received another mission prompt, another SSS rank mission. After checking the contents, I discovered it was related to the Divine Dog. If I complete this mission and become the God of Plague, I'll have the power to get revenge on Hellos. Suddenly, a dungeon portal appeared before me. I approached to examine it. Infernal difficulty. The level was even higher than the previous Nightmare and Incinerator difficulties. Fortunately, the dungeon needed a month to generate. I'll use this time to increase my power. Before attempting it, meanwhile, Song Zichong discovered that the East Hill Sewer dungeon had generated. The difficulty was normal, with 3 attempts allowed per day. This would allow them to level up. Song Zichong was overjoyed to see me return safely, and said she'd already sent people to inform the others to come and train in the dungeon. After all, with only 3 chances a day, they couldn't afford to waste them. 2.5 hours later, everyone from the villa complex had gathered. I suggested they enter in groups of 4 to 8. Prioritizing survival over gains. I would personally lead Song Zichong's group, but I wouldn't interfere. I wanted them to handle things themselves. Then, I had them join my chat group. When Song Zichong saw that I was number 001, she was quite surprised. The numbers indicated the order of becoming an evolved. I told her not to be surprised. After all, I was by D. Brother Song asked me why he hadn't received an invitation. I told him it was because I hadn't invited him. This was my harem group. Only the loyal and capable could join. A little girl who'd been scared to death by a zombie wouldn't receive an invitation. Remembering that embarrassing moment,